Yo, what's going on? Just got done watching UFC 281. Well, okay. So, it's so crazy because, Izzy hurts him, almost finishes him in the first round at the end of the bell. Then the rounds are a little close. Izzy, I think, is edging him out. Going into the fifth round, I knew it was going to be a tough round because of the fact Pereira didn't have anything to lose. He really could empty the gas tank. So Izzy kept doing a thing that he also did in kickboxing. He would move back and let Pereira come to him on the ropes, and you can't do that. But someone who is as powerful as Pereira is, that's what Izzy did. Even in the end, again, in this fight, that's what he did. When he was out and open, could create the space, Izzy was lighting him up. He was beating him up. And body kicks were nice. The leg kicks were nice. Pereira did some nice things on the outside too, but it was generally the straights like he did in the kickboxing fight. And again, it came down to that power, and Izzy kept going against the cage. He kept doing it. And it gave Pereira the ability to unload on his punches. It was congratulations to Alex. I mean, that's all you can really say. I thought Izzy was looking good. He was beating him up. He was wrestling him, making him tired, beating him up on the feet a little bit, getting caught a little bit with some jabs, but he made the one mistake, and that was backing himself up against the cage, and you can't do that. Congratulations to Alex Pereira. I mean, that's all you can really say. And then you go down to the next fight, and Zhang Weili, the new champion, it was a domination. It really wasn't even that close. I thought Carlos Esparza's takedowns would happen a little bit more frequent, but I expected Zhang Weili to be the more powerful fighter. I thought she would be the heavier fighter and, again, more powerful. I didn't expect her to get the submission like she did, but I definitely expected her to be able to almost like manhandle her in a sense. And in the striking, it was very prevalent that Carlos Esparza wanted nothing to do with it. Honestly, it was kind of the same thing, just flipped when Carla fought Joanna Jędrzejczyk and got beat up on the feet, couldn't do anything. And then in this fight, she gets beat up on the feet, and she shoots for the takedown, actually, and gets submitted. So don't really know where she would go from here. That's a pretty brutal loss, especially for somebody who didn't ever actually defend her title. She won it on The Ultimate Fighter and then lost to Joanna, and then here she beat Rose both times and won the title, and our first defense loses to Zhang Weili. And then Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler. First, before we get into that, disgusting fish hook from Michael Chandler. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know if it was just something that went into his mouth because he's trying to cover it. That's what I can hope, because that's bad, dirty, and if he did do that, I expect a punishment, because you can't do that, especially if he would have gotten the rear naked choke and he fish hooked him to be able to lift his face up and got that choke. We're lucky that that didn't happen, because that would have been nasty. But that fight played exactly how I thought it was going to play. Michael Chandler, first round, was going to come out swinging, catch Dustin a little cold, and that's what happened. Second round, end of the first round, Chandler gets hurt by a big punch after Chandler's throwing wild, gets caught, gets countered, and then almost out of there, and then the round ends. He looks exhausted. Second round comes, he was able to get a takedown and kind of hold that takedown for the round, beat him up a little bit, that stuff. And then third round comes, and again gets into the takedown, lifts him up, drops him down, and then Dustin was able to move the leg from the back, move Michael Chandler's leg, spin him around, and he would get his back and rear naked choke him. So great win for Dustin Poirier, for fighting through adversity, like he had talked about, that he was hurt again against that cage, and it looked like he was hurt a couple times, but Chandler was just throwing wild. I was a little bit surprised to see him throw as wild. He always throws wild, but I thought it would be a little bit more calculated. It was not really calculated. Again, he's normally wild. But in this fight, it seemed like he was just go, 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 looping, too much looping. Like you watch a lot of his other fights in the UFC, he doesn't throw that wild. It's like a controlled chaos type thing. And yeah, great win for Dustin Poirier. It's all you can really ask for. He did really, really good. And I guess he's talking about fighting Islam now after Volk, because that was announced too. And Yair Rodriguez was announced to fight Josh Emmett for the interim title, since Volkanovski is fighting Islam Makhachev now. And then before that, Frank Yeager, Chris Gutierrez. It sucked to see, but you could see it from a mile away. It just sucks. I'm glad he's retiring, because there was a point there where you could hurt him, but you couldn't put him away. And now he's been put away quite a bit of times. How many? What is that? Four times now he's been. Let's see. The first one to put him away was Brian Ortega, then the Korean Zombie, then Cheeto. Yeah, then Cheeto. That was a front kick. Hold on. So it was, who was it? First one was Ortega. Second one was Zombie. Third one was, I want to say it was Cheeto. Oh, no, it was Corey Sandhagen, Cheeto, and now Chris Gutierrez. So that's 5. And, yeah, it sucked to see, especially because his family was there. Oof. That's sad. But he's a legend, you know. And then Dan Hooker, I agree with people saying he looked great, but Claudio didn't look good. It's hard to judge how good Dan Hooker really looked, because Claudio looked so bad. It's easy to, I don't mean like it's easy, but like he was basically a punching bag for that fight. I mean, he got close to the knee bar. Dan Hooker did a really good job defending it. And then Claudio just kind of kept trying for the Aminari rolls and couldn't get it. It was really weird. I was glad to see Hooker win for sure, but very, very weird. And then you got, starting out the fight card was Carlos Ulberg knocking out Nikolai. Vicious counterpunch, and then put him out for the first time in that guy's career, in Nikolai's career. Again, great fight card. And then Renato Marcano looks to be like the real deal. He, started 12-0, and now he's 17-5. He's figuring it out, it seems. Yeah, it was a really good card. I think they said at some point that it had the most first-round finishes, which, wow. Mike Trezano versus Choi, I think his name was, the Korean fighter. They had a double knockdown, and then Mike Trezano was able to counter him, finish him, get him out of there. Crazy fight. Last one. Aaron Blanchfield, I believe, destroyed Molly McCann. Wasn't even a close fight. Wasn't even really a fight. But as always, guys, great pay-per-view. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, you know what it is. Peace.